Hey guys, welcome back to Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. Really glad to have you here. Please subscribe so you know when new videos go live. If you're a return subby, I always appreciate it. Thank you so much for the likes, shares, and comments. It means a lot, okay? So this is going to be your general weekly reading for July 12th through the 17th. I'm filming this on July 11th, okay? So 7/11, very fortuitous day. Also, one just housekeeping and reminder, there's a lot of fake accounts starting to pop up on my TikTok who are using my name and my logo, and you know, I'm trying to get all that stuff worked through. But if any account ever reaches out to you directly under my name for a reading, they are fake and spam, so please report them, okay? It doesn't matter on which channel, just make sure that you report them, because I will never reach out to anyone directly for a reading ever, or follow, okay? So just be careful. Gonna be pulling an oracle card, and these are the soulmate oracle cards, and then I'm gonna be pulling a couple tarot. If I don't pull my own hair as I shuffle. Spirit, what do we need to know for this week? What's the guidance, the message we need to know? There we go. Okay, 2. Here we go. It says, take a leap of faith into the unknown. So very much that full energy, right? And then release your worries and receive universal abundance. So very much kind of that full energy. Let's see what the tarot says. But again, you know, the biggest thing for manifesting and aligning is asking and then letting go. And just knowing that it's coming to you in the right time, the right place, under the right circumstances. So this is the Before Tarot deck. I haven't used this much, but I wanted to pull. Spirit, what do we have going on for the week of July 12th through the 17th? What does everyone need to know? What's going on? What's going on? Okay. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. Okay. So we got the 2 of Swords, and you can tell the Before Tarot is kind of like the minutes before the Rider-Waite deck, okay? So if it gives you some context. This woman is putting the blindfold over her eyes and ready to pick up those swords across her chest, or his chest. The thing about the 2 of Swords, it's almost like putting yourself in this mental entrapment in this scenario where you're not willing to actually make a decision. And ultimately, you have to choose. Some of the times it's left or right, forward or backward, move or stay, quit or, you know, try to get a new role in the company. You know, I think for many of you, you're kind of at this crossroads where you have to make this decision, but you're not willing to make it because you don't feel like you have all the information or the details at your fingertips. Sometimes you're not going to, and you have to go based on a little bit of faith, okay? And this is about feeling your way through it. Sometimes you have to use your intuition and what feels right for you in this moment. Sometimes we can't, you know, decipher, oh my gosh, am I going to be happy in the next 5 years in this role? You don't know. Don't try to put all that pressure on yourself. You know, so mentally, what I would tell you is instead of, you know, overthinking the situation and kind of going into this spiral of, do I do this? What do I do? You know, the what ifs, you know, what if this happens? You won't know. So ultimately, you have to believe and trust in yourself that whatever decision you make, and you do have to make the decision, no one else is going to, you're going to choose the right path. And you have to remember, it doesn't matter what path you choose, even if it's not the ultimate path that you're supposed to be on, you're going to get redirected anyway. So don't be so hard on yourself, okay? The next 2 cards, we have the High Priestess and the Ace of Pentacles. It's interesting because I think for many of you, and let me take a step back, you might be doing some inner work on yourself. I mean, there can be some you're taking a step back and going a little bit in more of like a hermit solitude mode, even though the hermit hasn't shown yet. And kind of, you know, determine, okay, well, I need to focus on some things. I need to, you know, do I need to change who I am? And I'm never going to tell anybody to change who you are. Maybe it's changing your perception or your approach, but who you are it's taken a lot to come to that point, right? So the things that you've experienced in the past, the hardships, the wins, the successes, the defeats, you know, the failures, quote unquote, those are all blessings in disguise, because really you're the person now because of those things, right? So I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you are kind of taking a retreat from the outer world and working on the inner part of yourselves. I say that because the High Priestess are things that have been hidden are now coming up to the surface. The High Priestess really doesn't look that different in this image, with the exception of the owl coming down and landing on her crown chakra. So wisdom, enlightenment, and downloads you might be getting. And I think for many of you with this, the High Priestess always reminds me of, you know, kind of the shadow part of yourself along with the light part of yourself. And nothing, it's not good or bad. It's not about light or dark. It's not about that. It's about accepting both sides of yourself. The, you know, both sides of the coin, and that who you are, light, dark, you know, the good, bad, and the ugly, or the good, bad, and the neutral make you you. And you have to accept that, right? And for many of you, you are kind of accepting those shadow parts of yourself. It's almost like you have to accept the darkness within you to not hide within the shadows. And I hopefully that makes sense. So I think for a lot of you, you are getting downloads. And by the way, I just noticed this, 2 and 2, right? So for many of you, and then you have the Ace of Pentacles, the 1. So I really do feel like you're kind of just at the beginning of this journey, and you know, your angels are with you, and not to be so flippin' hard on yourself, okay? This is, for many of you, you've gone through this ascension and this leap forward, and you're having to kind of recalibrate, re-angle, course correct, figure yourself out, figure the energy that's going through you. So again, don't be so hard on yourself. Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning, and it is the start of something. You're being handed and guided something. So typically in the Ace of Pentacles, it's just one hand coming out of the clouds with the pentacle. Now you see 2. So it's almost like something is being handed off to you. A brand new start maybe. For some of you, this can be literally a new opportunity in work. Professional, you're being given more responsibility, probably maybe a higher position, or even an opportunity to move. You know, maybe for many of you, you know, the job market is definitely, I would say, in the hands of the candidate, right? And you have a lot to play with. You have a lot of power in your position to say, hey, I am looking for a job where I can, you know, travel about this much, work from home, you know, I have autonomy, you know, I don't have to report into somebody every day, I don't have a micromanager on top of me, and, you know, I have the ability to work freely and where I want to, and you know, are there hybrid opportunities, or is there a bonus program? Whatever the case is, you're kind of looking at it as, look, I have the negotiating power here, right? So for work and career, a lot of you put your applications in and submissions in. You could be hearing back and really being given this golden opportunity to start new. For some of you, certainly this can be buying and moving and selling a home. If you're trying to buy a home, Godspeed. Selling a home right now doesn't seem to be the issue from what I hear, but buying one is certainly. So I would just say make sure if that's the case, you're kind of just making that you're aligning everything and trying to coordinate as best as possible so you don't get yourself in a pinch. I think the other thing for you, a lot of you might be getting a bump in salary. Even if it's a little percentage, it's still a little bump in salary. Maybe you've been working really hard and you're being looked at for a higher level role, as I said earlier. But Pentacles is something that you're manifesting that you can touch, feel, and see. So this is the start of something, okay? And you have to be patient and kind of jump into the unknown and see how it unfolds. Because if you are negative out of the gate, or you don't see all the opportunities at your fingertips right away, you could be missing out on a really great opportunity, okay? So don't overthink and put some action behind whatever it is you're facing, because ultimately you do have to make a choice, okay? So let me pull a couple more cards. Let's see. I have like a little hair in my eye and it's driving me nuts, so I'm trying to like focus without doing that. Interesting. Okay. Well, we got the King of Pentacles. So again, for many of you, this can be business related, financial decisions, you know, and for many of you, it's like, do I take the hit or do I take the loss? You know, what is the best scenario for me to get my return on investment? It's interesting because if you see this, We have the two hands being, you know, in the Ace of Pentacles being handed to you. And look at that hand coming in, handing it to the King of Pentacles. Something is being handed to you. It actually could be an opportunity or an investment or a decision that is better than you expected, but you have to have faith, okay? And if this hasn't come to you yet, just understand that something is on its way. Very impressive. And by the way, this is creating stability. For many of you, maybe it's a business that you're trying to buy or sell, or you're trying to launch. Next card we got is the Nine of Wands. So I'm going to tell you, it's right under this High Priestess. It's interesting because this, normally when you see this card, it's somebody on one knee, you know, almost feeling like he or she's going to give up. You see it's fighting this wolf. All I can tell you is that sometimes this is the beast within, the ego, almost like it's coming for you, telling you that you're not going to make it, you're defeated, you're done, you can't do this. I think for a lot of you, this is not physically, you know, having to defend yourself from an animal. I truly feel like it's the beast within and the ego coming for you, those negative thoughts and patterns. And for a lot of you, it's accepting that duality within you, okay? So don't give up, because even though you feel like there's an inner battle going on, understand that the things that you've gone through make you you. So don't look at that as a negative thing, okay? Love this. We got the Ace of Cups, and the fish is like, I think, jumping in to the cup, it looks like, or maybe out of it. I'm not real sure. I have to look at the other cards. Right under this Ace of Pentacles. You know, I'm going to tell you that this is, I think for a lot of you, you've come to this point in your life where you accept, or you will accept where you are and who you are in the relationships in your life. I think a lot of you are looking at the relationships in your life and determining if they're the right ones for you, and on, like, if they're going to continue in your life or on the next journey with you. Not everybody will. I think a lot of people get frustrated when a reader says, hey, you know, some people are only going to be in your life for certain times and certain moments, and then you guys go your separate ways. It doesn't mean that it's always ill will, but it does mean that people come in your life for a season and a reason. The Ace of Cups is self-acceptance too, right? So I think there's a lot of new beginnings, but it doesn't come without the work. So you are going to have to make a decision. If you want a better life, if you want more stable life, if you want more, you know, money or a stronger career, you actually have to make the decision, right? With this Two of Swords, you have to make it happen. It's not just going to come to you. For a lot of you, it's this inner battle that is going on, you know, and that you have to realize that the ego, we all have the ego, we're human, and we're experiencing this human experience on this life, in this lifetime right now. But at the end of the day, the light and the dark make you you, right? So I think for the inner work that you're going through, keep going through it, because you're only going to be stronger. Don't give up. Don't get frustrated. Don't get upset that, you know, certain things are creeping in. This is a really good lesson too, that you have to understand like what your intuition is saying and what that ego is saying. Many of you, when you start to hear or think negative thoughts, it's an opportunity to transmute that into something positive this week, okay? And that's really key, because when you are able to control your thoughts and your emotions and how you feel about yourself and what you say to yourself and what you believe, that is when you start to align, because then you really understand your value, your worth, what you deserve. You do deserve everything. Everything that's meant for you, it's on its way. It's not going to bypass you in any shape or form. I do feel like for some of you, it's just tests from the universe, making sure that you're really ready for these new beginnings. You got to close things out before you have a new opportunity come in your life and to start new and fresh. You know, this week, I feel like there's going to be some push and pull, some tug, but I do feel like for many of you, you're getting really close to turning this new leaf. I'm just going to pull one more card. Yeah. And the Knight of Cups came out. This maiden is handing the knight her cup, right? And I feel like for many of you, this is certainly about accepting relationships or the people in your life who really want to see you win, that want to help you. For some of you, it's not, the struggle for you is that you don't want people to come in and help you. You don't want to be vulnerable and share those emotions. But this might be the case, and this might be the test for you, that you do need to do that. Maybe you need to open up and accept someone's, you know, assistance, and whether that's in business or personal, or if this is even maybe going to therapy and kind of walking through some of those deep emotions that are really raw and rooted in there, you know, subconscious level. I really feel like there's an opportunity for you now, but you have to make the decision and open up and and be willing to receive the help that others really want to give you in your life, okay? Really deep week. But again, this is, taking that leap of faith, and then we have release your worries and receive universal abundance. And for a lot of you, these 2 pentacles are certainly wonderful things, and it is abundant and it is love. You just have to be open and ready and let go, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you don't follow me on TikTok and Instagram, please do so, because I post there quite a bit. And have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.